The Pokemon market is currently experiencing a transformative shift, and there's actually some really interesting changes currently happening. And I think if you are collecting Pokemon cards at the moment, then it's important to know some of the biggest trends happening right now. Though with these shifts also comes a lot more competition, as it's no surprise that so many more collectors and investors are entering the Pokemon market, though I suppose we could say there's more opportunities in this space as well. I mean, if we just look at the search term Pokemon cards on Google Trends, you can literally see that Pokemon cards are currently more searched right now than ever before in history. So if you're wondering why you can't score any Pokemon product at the moment, or if you're feeling it's super hard to score some of your favorite sets, this is exactly why. Though even with more people entering the hobby, there's actually a lot more opportunities as well, which I will explain throughout this video as I uncover the 5 market trends that are important to know. Though before I get into this video, if it is your first time here, my name is Phil and I am a marketing professional who runs this Pokemon collecting and investing YouTube channel. I'd honestly love to have you on board the channel, so please feel free to subscribe to stay in the loop. And also, if you are watching this video in the first day of its release, I'm actually going live and giving away 100 packs of Terastal Festival. So today's video and the live stream is sponsored by Drip Shop Live. Now I'll be going live December 18th at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can literally watch this on YouTube, but if you want to participate for your chance to win up to 5 Terastal Festival packs, you'll need to create a Drip account. Feel free to sign up using my affiliate code and you'll be able to earn up to a $250 credit. And if you are watching this after the date, don't stress because I do these pretty often and you can actually stay up to date through my channel's Discord server to get the earliest notifications. The link for that is also in the description. Now with that out of the way, there is 5 market trends that we need to speak about right now. However, to kick off at number 1, it is that Pikachu right now is currently a super hot commodity. Pikachu is the mascot of the franchise. I mean, I'd probably say Pikachu is on the same level as Mickey Mouse in terms of global recognition, and nearly everyone, regardless of age, can recognize Pikachu. Though even though Pikachu is so popular, believe it or not, when it comes to the TCG, Pikachu actually comes in waves, and right now, Pikachu is heavily desired. So this all kind of started with the Surging Sparks Pikachu because it set this trend off. And seeing as it nearly hit a price of 600 USD only a few days after its release, collectors just started talking. Though while the Surging Sparks Pikachu has calmed down recently in price, it still had a little bit of a knock-on effect on other Pikachu cards. So it's good to know that something that happens in many areas, including Pokemon, is when something becomes extremely expensive or highly sought after, making it unattainable for most people, a new market often emerges for alternatives that feel similar but are more affordable. These are often seen as the next best thing or the second best option, and that's exactly what we're seeing happen right now. We can see the Golden Pikachu from Surging Sparks going to new heights, the Crown Zenith Pikachu has literally tripled in value, and the Van Gogh Pikachu is flying through the roof. Literally anything Pikachu right now is being bought up by most collectors, and it's almost like we're seeing the Charizard craze of 2020 being played out. So trend number 2 that you should be aware of, now truthfully this isn't much of a trend, though more of something that you just should be aware of. Though number 2 is new Pokemon sets are being sold out immediately. Pre-ordering is an absolute must in the current market. So this started with Surging Sparks, and the fact that Pokemon TCG Pocket released along with Prismatic Evolutions being announced, which is the closest set we've had to Evolving Skies since it released. And now all these things combined have created such a high demand for Pokemon cards, and it's actually left a lot of newcomers being pretty disheartened that they cannot get product. And I completely agree, right? It's really challenging right now to get any new Pokemon sets. Though we do have Journey Together releasing in early 2025, the new Team Rocket set, and most likely many more. So right now, it's important that you pre-order your sets and you get in early. If you actually want the product, right, don't make the mistake of thinking that it's going to be available indefinitely when it releases, because with how the market is currently behaving, it doesn't seem likely. Honestly, I'm not trying to create FOMO or anything when I'm saying this, right? I actually would rather everyone pre-order so they don't need to pay double or even triple the price when sets get released. So I mean, try to make it work best for you, though it's always good to secure your products early. Now, number 3 is that Crown Zenith seems to be heating up right now. We are in an early phase of Crown Zenith hype. I've been collecting Pokemon for a while and I know when the rise starts happening, and it seems like Crown Zenith is in the midst of heating up. I mean, check out the market for Crown Zenith right now. So as you can see on the Crown Zenith market, as I was just saying, it is going quite high to some new highs. Now, as I said, it is heating up a little bit. Now, I'm not saying that it's going crazy, out of control, that you won't be able to get it, but definitely we are in those early stages, and it's good to see the early stage and be involved when it's happening rather than going, 6 or 8 months later. So as you can see here, the Mew from Crown Zenith right here, just in the last 1 month, if we pull that in the graph, you can see it was sitting at 57 USD and right now selling for 85 USD, around a 46% increase. This has increased quite substantially in such a small amount of time, and it's also going and it's having a bit of a knock-on effect on other Crown Zenith products. You can see right here in the last 3 months for the Crown Zenith ETB, selling for around 52 USD, and now they're selling for $73. I mean, another little example is the Pikachu, which I was just talking about in this video. This was selling just 3 months ago for $7 and right now selling for $17.50. You can see the price increases happen. You can see Crown Zenith is becoming a more desired set. Even when we're looking at the Dialga, it's also going up. In the last 3 months, it was sitting at a low of 42 USD, right now selling for 58 USD. That's looking like it's about to have a $20 increase in a small amount of time. Can it keep going? Of course, because if more people get involved, if more people want to get their Crown Zenith, if more people feel like this is their last chance, it kind of has a knock-on effect where it pushes the market up. So that's why Crown Zenith is definitely in an interesting position at the moment. Now, moving on to number 4, the Sun and Moon era is quietly climbing in value. Now, it's not anything out of this world, right? Though we can see some market movement happening. Now, the Sun and Moon era is a very interesting era. I really, really like it. I think the artworks are unique, though again, I do think these later, Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet artworks are far better, but still they do have some nostalgia attached to it, right? So right now when we're looking at the Sun and Moon era, we can also see some rises happening as well. It's very quiet, it's happening in the background, but it is happening. You can see the Latios and Latias team up card, same thing in the last 3 months, selling for $862 in September, currently selling for $1,064. Fair bit of an increase. Now, this is a very, very rare card, very hard to pull, very desired, but still, nonetheless, you can see the near mint copy is currently selling for $1,064. Moving on to the Gengar and Mimikyu, you can also see a little bit of growth happening. $310 in September this year, and right now selling for $360. A bit of an increase happening, just slowly climbing up. Not many people are talking about it, but we can see this growth happening. Because as Pokemon grows and more people enter the hobby, a lot of people are also nostalgic for these, right? You got to remember, Sun and Moon came out, between 2017, 2018, 2019. A lot of people are now looking back at that era, and it was a little bit of time ago now, okay? When you actually look at it, it's not that recent, okay? We're entering 2025 now. Time has moved quickly for a lot of us, but these are becoming older and older. They're definitely not vintage cards, but they're definitely getting into a bit of an older kind of card. They're not as modern as we like to remember them, right? Another one that's experiencing growth is the Mewtwo and Mew GX Secret Rare. Look at this, right? Last 3 months, selling for 162 US, right now selling for 183. We pull that in a year graph, and you can definitely now see the kind of growth it's had. The market low it had was 143, right now selling for 182. Definitely some growth happening. And of course, when we're looking at something like the Unified Minds booster boxes, you can also see that, your Sun and Moon booster boxes, if you had some sealed, they're just kind of rising with you doing nothing, right? I mean, there is a huge market for Sun and Moon products. Last 3 months, this booster box was selling for 734, currently now selling for 771. If we pull that in the year graph, you can actually see it's had a fair bit of growth in the year. The market low for this was 635. Without doing anything for the year, that's already now selling for 775. That's actually a pretty decent amount of growth for sealed products. So you can definitely see the Sun and Moon era is climbing in value. So moving on to number 5, Pokemon investing is getting more serious than ever before. So Pokemon investing is kind of a new term. Well, to me it is anyway, right? Because this year it's been getting far more popular, though I still see it as a very new thing. But with so many new sets releasing, so many new fans, and just so much incredible demand for Pokemon cards, it's looking like investing in Pokemon cards is getting more serious than ever before. We've seen some new heights for modern Pokemon cards. If we're looking at Moonbryon, that's currently exceeding all of its previous highs, and it's becoming one of the most desired collectibles. We can see heaps of cards rising and exceeding their previous highs, and this has inspired a lot of confidence for collectors and investors. When you see that prices maintain over 2 cycles, it makes people feel more secure with their purchases, and it encourages collectors to purchase more and get more confident with bigger plays. Because of this, it becomes a bit of a cycle. Now, another thing is a lot of these high valued PSA 10 chase cards are being held by very committed collectors, and because of this, they are unlikely to part with them that easily. Though with all that said, it really does make you wonder, with all these Pokemon cards and products, what are some of the best Pokemon products to purchase? Well, I actually did make a video covering the 10 best Pokemon cards and products right here. Within this video, I look over the current market and take a deep dive in some of the most popular collectibles. If you love this video, then click that video that's appearing on screen and we'll talk more about it there.